Hey guys, today I'm going to go over vertex form. It will help you with the section that you are supposed to get through today. Today you're going to watch the vertex form introduction, you're going to watch the graphing quadratics in vertex form, then you're going to do practice graph quadratics in vertex form, then you'll watch the then you'll watch the quadratic word problems vertex form video, followed by the practice quadratic word problems in vertex form. So that's 5 things for you to do today. So let's go over vertex form. This is vertex form. It looks a lot different than yesterday. Yesterday, we were in factored form. So factored form is good for finding the x-intercepts. Vertex form is good for, that's right, finding the vertex. The vertex is very easy to find. All you have to do is look. It's this number here and this number with the sign out here. Notice I did not underline the sign with the 2. This number is always opposite of the signed value. So if this says x minus 2, I know that the vertex has an x coordinate of positive 2. So it's opposite. If this were to say x plus 2, then my vertex would be a negative 2. It's always opposite. Remember, when you're forcing something with the x, it's a negative experience. So you take the opposite value. But it is the whatever value is out here. So this is a positive 3, that will match it perfectly. If this were a negative 3, that would be a negative 3. So the only opposite is when it's paired with the x. So now I know that the vertex is at 2, 3. Do I know where the roots or the x-intercepts are? No, this form does not give me that. But that's okay. We'll go over how to graph it in a second. This value out here, we'll make a little note down here. This is your A value. And the A does 2 things for you. The A tells you the direction of opening. If A is positive, then your parabola opens up. And if A is negative, then your parabola opens down. So that's a quick check. If you're ever graphing something on Khan Academy and your parabola opens up, but in your equation this number is negative, then you know you're wrong because the parabola should open down if that's negative. Our parabola is going to open up. So far, what do we know about this parabola? Well, we know that our parabola opens up because A is positive, and we know the vertex. Is that enough to graph a parabola? Well, let's go ahead and make a little sketch down here. So we knew that the vertex was at 2, 3, and we know that this parabola opens up. 1 point is never enough to graph anything except for a point. I definitely need more information. So where am I going to get it? Well, I told you that the A value did 2 things. It tells you the direction of opening, but it also tells you something else. It also tells you the stretch of the parabola. Most parabola, well, a parent function parabola goes through 0, 0, and then remember when we did a t-chart for a parabola where we have an x and a y value? When A is anything else than 1, there's going to be a stretch or a shrink on the parabola. So let's see, let's fill out our t-chart since we've got it going on here. I do know a point, 2, 3, that's the vertex, so I might as well put that down here. How are we going to find another point? Well, I'll show you a shortcut later, but for now, how about we just pick some x values and plug it in for this x, figure this side out, and that will get the y value for us. We've done that before. So usually a nice x value to plug in is 0. Now I'll rewrite the equation down here so we can see it. x minus 2 quantity squared plus 3. So if I were to plug in a 0 for x, I get y equals 2 times 0 minus 2 squared plus 3. And all I want to do now is evaluate the right-hand side, which means I want to hook into the order of operations. So parentheses is what we're going to do first. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Square that, you get a positive 4. Times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. So we can put 0, 11 is definitely a point on this graph. And I'm going to say that that's all that we need for this parabola. We know it's a parabola, so we know it's definitely not going to be a straight line. It's not linear. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 0, 11 was the point. But what else do we know? Well, we know that there's a line of symmetry that runs straight down through this parabola. That means from the vertex, if I went over 2 and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I should be able to go the other way 2 and up 8, which puts me right there. And that's enough to draw a pretty U shape, or the best you can. On Khan Academy, I would move this point to the right coordinate of the vertex. And then since I know it's 0, 11, I would just drag the other point here. Okay? So I did tell you I would show you the shortcut. Sometimes the shortcut works great on Khan Academy, but I have done the practice, and sometimes when they give you this a value that's a fraction, it no longer works on Khan Academy. Now it will work freehand, but it won't work on Khan Academy. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's pretend that we haven't done this problem, and it's the same problem. So I still know that the vertex is at 2, 3. So on Khan Academy, I would drag my vertex to 2, 3. Then I would use my a value as 2. Remember from the equation, a value was 2 up here. The a is 2. That just means the shortcut is from the vertex, I can go right 1 unit and up 2 because a is 2. It's positive, so I'm going to go up. If a was negative, I would have gone down 2, but it's positive. And then likewise, from the vertex, I can go the opposite direction, the left, 1, always left and right 1. That's it. You can't keep going over 1. This is a shortcut, but it's very specific. It only works for 1 unit left and right of the vertex. So left 1 and up 2. Excuse me. So this is the same parabola. It's just kind of zoomed in, whereas this one, I had to zoom out to go all the way up to 11. So use the shortcut when you can. When a turns out to be a fraction, it doesn't work on Khan Academy because I can't go, like, for example, let me give you one more for example. If I had y equals 1/2 x plus, 3 minus 4. Let's say this was my problem. Can you tell me where the vertex is? The vertex is -3, -4. And the a value is 1/2, which means if I'm on Khan Academy, I would still go -3, -4, and put my vertex there, but I can't go over 1, and it won't let me go up 1/2 on Khan Academy. It won't. It makes you go up whole numbers. So it's true that I could go over 1 and up 1/2. However, Khan won't let me do it. So what am I going to do? Well, I mean, you know that -3, -4 is on your graph. Why don't you, I don't know. I probably wouldn't plug in a 0 here because then you're going to get 0 plus 3 is 3 times 1/2. You're going to get a fraction. So let's be smart. Let's make this number even so that when I multiply it by 2, which is the same, or multiply it by 1/2, which is the same as dividing by 2, I get a nice whole number. So a 1 maybe, if x was a 1. Then I get 1 plus 3, that's 4. 4 times a half is 2. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So I could plot the other point, which would be 1, negative 2. See how it's still kind of lining up to where I want it. And on Khan Academy, that's enough because it will do the rest for you. But in real life, freehanding it, you can use the fact that this is symmetric about that line. So it's going to look the same on the other side. Okay, so I hope that helps. Make sure you get all 5 of the things done today that we talked about at the beginning. Tomorrow you are going to take the quiz at the bottom, and then we are done for spring break. All right, so let me know if you have any questions. Zoom call is at 12:30.